Teachers just seem to think that we're here for jolly, then we go back home to our parents, and I'm blessed in people thinking I'm still young. So I had the head of the department say to me just before Christmas, "Did you go back home to your parents then? It must have been nice going home for Christmas." I was like, no, I packed up my whole life, my job, cut off from my friends to come all the fucking way through here for nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Photo of that. Doesn't seem to be as much plastic pollution today.
We are doing an art degree on paper, but not actually learning any of the skills which we set out to learn. And I think that's not really valued, seemingly, by our institution as being a vital part of the degree. But from a student perspective, and from perspective of somebody who's worked hard to get in, to learn those things, it's obviously crucial.
Wow. Human? Looks like a face as well. Screaming. Like, see the sea fruit. So cool. Wow. One for the bag. It's quite a strong one. Quite really like sheep or something.
Yeah. Fucking hell, it's got like... Oh no, it's not. It's not that old. It's still pence. I thought it was like 2D or... But it's quite old.
It's kind of like going on a treasure hunt, really, isn't it? Is that kind of childish, like, fascination with finding hidden treasure? And I think ever since I was a kid, I used to love digging up my mum's garden, thinking I was going to find old things and treasure, and I would just dig up bits of old pottery that people laid down for drainage, which wasn't very exciting, which my mum would repeatedly tell me that it wasn't actually treasure.
Having to study for the past few months in the house, and actually mostly studying since we started in October in the house, has not been great, and we've only just moved here as well, and we've effectively just got each other and can't really see many other people, can't make new friends easily. Working in the same place that you're trying to relax in that.
I have this constant guilt where it's like, Louis like, let's go for a walk, but then I'm like, if we go for a walk I should be studying, then I feel guilty, and then it's a cycle, and then because I feel guilty I feel more, I start to get more depressed and more ill. I mean, I've had to contact the doctors, and at one point they gave me like antidepressants, but then I didn't want to take them because they make you put weight on, and I've already put weight on, and it's like this, for me it's been a vicious cycle of like, I'm eating because I'm depressed, and I'm depressed because I've got fat, and then what about the college work, and then what about this, and what about the future, what about getting a job in Dundee, and like what about getting stabbed whilst I'm working, and you know.
And I think you just like, when you've got all this empty time, because like the way that art courses work is you just got a massive deadline at the end of several months, and that's okay when you can structure your own routine and you're like going in somewhere else to do your work, and then you can just like close the door on that and go home. But when you're at home and it's like a continuous thought process, it's really difficult.
Relationship wise, like, shit.
Yeah. It's not a healthy situation to be in at all. And I think because of my underlying mental health issue, it's just made it go off the chart. Like, I think that's been happening. I think that's been happening a lot with folk that suffer with the same condition I've got. From what I've heard, is that these being in lockdowns just sent it like all over the place.
Yeah.
And it makes really sustaining a relationship difficult anyway, and that's even in normal circumstances. Yeah. And it's like, we don't know why we bothered moving here.
Like,
Don't know why we bothered doing that.
I'm moving out of Dundee for many reasons. Since we've moved here, like, obviously been in lockdown, nothing's happened, which you obviously expect, but it's really isolated here. Like, don't really know anyone here. We've not got to know anyone here through uni, and obviously now we're gonna go on leave until January to resit the course, and we're obviously going to be living separately, because I think obviously us living together was a huge strain, especially during lockdown. And I think having it's really important to have your own sense of identity and you know, like, be doing your own thing as well as like seeing each other, because I think, well, for me certainly it's a really important part of my life, and yeah, and having like a routine and a job and that. But we'll see. I mean, can't really predict a lot of things, can you?
Being somewhere where you don't know anyone and there's nothing to do and everything's shut, you're kind of faced with no other option but to be inside all the time, and it's inevitable that you get at each other's throats, like, and I think in any living circumstances, no matter who it is, it would be like that. But, you know, obviously there's like an emotional attachment and that you're both going through difficult stuff. At the same time, it's just going to get worse and worse. So I think that will help a lot, having our own space in that.